here today, with a band detail in the way, is a 1972 Milovac, and I maybe mistakenly called it Milovac, but so sue me, uh, TV, and it's pretty unique. I've had this TV since 2004, so I've had it for over 20 years now. I say it because I got it early 2004, um, so I've had it for 20 years. I restored it in 2019, 5 years ago, December. So exactly 5 years later, here I am finally doing the video on it. I had the video really. I'm just glad those are just copies. But I did fully make a video in 2019 of the TV, but I never got around to finishing it and uploading it. So now I'm doing just that. So this TV here, I can't find much info on it at all. In fact, this is the only one of it I've ever seen. And I think I got this off eBay. Now, Milovac is a division of Selectron International Company in Chicago, Illinois. So what makes this interesting is Selectron International was the exclusive distributor for Iowa, AIWA Electronics, at that time. So, according to RadioMuseum.com, Selectron International was founded by Nicholas Milovac in 1970. Selectron, which also manufactures the Milovac line, is working on 4-channel units in both automotive and home versions. That's 8-track. With 16 players in the Milovac line and 22 under the Iowa brand name, the company has one of the largest catalogs in the business. Now, on eBay, if you look up Milovac, you get mostly tape recorders, 8-tracks, and all-in-one systems. You might find a service manual for it on eBay, but that's it. I have not seen this TV since. There are other Milovac TVs, and they're made by Sanyo. They're the color TVs. There's a couple color TV models. They're made by Sanyo. This TV here is a total mystery. So I'll just start giving a brief overview of this. It is a 12-inch black and white CRT, and it actually is a tube TV. And by tube, I mean this TV in front of you is a 1980 Sears, and it is not a tube TV. It is solid state. This, however, is a tube television. It has 11 vacuum tubes in it, and there's a transistor and a UHF tuner for the oscillator. However, the rest of it, completely tubes. And even though it's from 72, it has no instant on, so that's excellent news. It has pull-on volume and your contrast controls. Now, as you can see, the knobs don't match. The knob on the top actually is the one that's supposed to go with this TV. The one on the bottom is how I got it off eBay. Anyways, VHF, UHF, and UHF is continuous because it's from 72. Hasn't quite yet been mandated yet. It has a rather large, for the TV size, 4-inch speaker. Headphone jack, then vertical and brightness controls on the front. That said, this TV has HiFi sound. This little 12-inch black and white TV with tube audio and an Alnico magnet speaker, it sounds wonderful. It's very pleasant to listen to. It even puts out some pretty nice warm bass. I really love the audio on this little TV. Now, amusing looking at the service manual listing its features. Pictures are sharp and easy to view on its black tinted screen of the new anti-explosion type picture tube. That should be implosion. I mean, I guess it could explode parts everywhere, but it really implodes. We're talking about the implosion band, implosion protection. High sensitivity and stable video reception assured by high performance frame grid tubes used in signal amp stages. Equipped with less power consuming Compactron tubes, it is one of the most economically operated TV sets. Highly rationalized design, including the all printed circuitry, makes it a light yet durable portable TV. And this part right here, at least, is completely true. Rich, distortion-free tone from its wide-range front speaker. Yeah, this TV audio quality kicks ass on it. The completely molded plastic cabinet of a streamlined design is lightweight but sturdy and handsome. So easy to carry that a child can carry it from room to room. Wow. Here's the back of the TV, and you'll see why. The circuit board is so much larger, and it doesn't even have the bump for the CRT. The CRT neck's like way back in here. But I really like the color of the cabinet on this. It has that, I don't know how to describe it. It's very nice. But it has a monopole antenna that's completely intact. Here's the nameplate. Milovac black and white portable TV model BW-75. Milovac International Company Limited, Chicago, Illinois. Made in Taiwan. Made in Taiwan. The power cord is not original. The interlocking power cord was missing, obviously. Not when I had it, but the cord that's on is what I received when I got the TV. It's just a cheater cord, but it works. Vertical linearity, vertical size, horizontal hold control. That's everything on the back, really. I mean, UHF and VHF terminals. Being a monopole antenna, one side's going to be your antenna, the other side's going to be your ground plane, coupled through a ceramic disc cap to the ground of the chassis, because it is a hot chassis in this. And I am missing the one spade terminal on this, and I haven't found a replacement yet. I want to keep it consistent, but that's why that's like that. UHF would just be a loop antenna on this. Now internally, it's where it gets even more interesting. The picture tube is a Philips. The tuner is an Alps made in Japan. The tubes in it, all but one, because one was changed, all the tubes in it are original except the one. And those original tubes are Denon, as in Denon Onkyo. It does have a printed circuit board, but it's actually very nicely laid out. And all the controls and everything are socketed, so you can disconnect everything. It's very well laid out. So before we demonstrate it, let's take a look back to December 2019. If you remember for some early videos, I'm saying 2004, you'll remember this TV, and it gets really good sound. But I never did anything with it, and it kind of got put away in storage for these last 15 years. So tonight we're going to address that. I never had the back off of it yet. It did work. It might need an IF alignment. Had a little bit of smearing going on, but we'll see. I'm going to test all the tubes. See some date codes, all 1972, early 1972 date codes in here. So a lot of could be a 1971 model TV. Has a Philips picture tube. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull the chassis, pull the tubes. Now for starters, it has Denon tubes in it, Japanese tubes. Now I know this worked fine, so pretty much all the tubes should be okay, but we'll verify that. See, there's another Denon tube. So yeah, this is a weird TV. Milovac. It says it's made in Taiwan, so it's obviously like a budget set, but it's all tubes. Has a Phillips picture tube, Denon vacuum tubes, and who knows what else we'll find as we take this thing apart. And it looks like we have some Matsushita capacitors, which I know, given the age of it, I think I better recap the thing. Luckily, there's not that many. There's just a few here and there, and I have all the values. So that should be a cinch to... Because everything else is, you know, film capacitors. So yeah, I think while I'm in here, I'll recap it too. It won't take that long. All right, we got the entire cabinet apart. This is the back. Got the tuner there. This is the front. This is absolutely nasty. And this is the chassis with the yoke attached. And also, now that I got all this out and able to read the values, these are all oil capacitors, which also fail with age. So I'll be swapping those out, as I do have all the parts, except for this one. I do not have an 800 volt. And that's probably across the line there. Yeah, we'll get all this. Oh, this thing's gross. And that's where it'll be for a little while. Alright, I'm cleaning the picture tube now. Well guys, we're on reassembly now. And all potentiometers and tuners have been cleaned and lubricated with the opposite. So as you can see, it looks a million times better than what it did before it was taken apart. Well guys, got the chassis all back in and all the wiring redressed. Everything's plugged back in. We got the Sencor CR7000 hooked up. Harley's watching me because he likes to do this. Do you want to run the show, or do you want me to do it?
No, you do it. I'll just watch.
Okay, first power on. It's a 6.3 volt filament. Now it's very slightly glowing in the neck, so that's good. It actually uses adapter 6, but it won't fit on the tube for some reason. This is a 12 VAMP4. It's Philips. It's actually made in Taiwan, just like the set. So this is another interesting thing. So here we go. Okay, no G1 shorts. No heater to cathode shorts. Make sure all this is down. Being a black and white set, I'm just using the red gun. Now we try to get cut off. And we got nothing. Well, then again, it has been powered up in 15 years. It may need this to be woken up. So let's just see what emissions say. Nothing. No good.
Shit.
No, what you do. Like I said, it worked fine 15 years ago. So we're gonna get it on there. The tube's gonna get a little brighter. And this is just the reactivate function. And the reactivate function is a 30-second long cycle, 1 milliamp current. So here we go. Now, as long as this meter is indicating current right now, if it drops suddenly, I have to dump it. But in the meantime, you just wait till the ready light goes out. Okay, ready light went out. So now we go back to emissions. Oh, it woke up.
Yep.
It woke up. And we'll go back to cutoff. Oh, yay, it woke right up. but now we gotta let it settle because it was running. Just, a little bit weak though. We'll leave it sit for a few minutes, and may have to hit it a little higher. But this unit's very safe to use. The bad one is in the red. That's the one that actually zaps it. So, we'll check back in a few minutes. Okay, after verifying in a few minutes, this is as good as it gets on emissions, which isn't great. Probably still lights up fine, but we're gonna go up to the next level. Now this is the low. This is a 2-second at 40 milliamp cycle. So here we go. Okay, now let's go back. That's good, it went back up. Now that's with the cutoff controller in the same position. So we dip this down just a hair. Yay, we're back at 100%. It just needed to be, cathode may have been poisoned. So that's probably all it was. And this thing will do a nice job, and best of all, it'll probably improve focus a lot. Let's go back to cutoff, make sure it's remaining where it needs to be. Yep. Now let's perform the life test. All this does is reduce the filament, and we'll see if it drops any. Up, going down some. It's, well, it's still moving. It's still in the green. I'm gonna release in a second, and it should crawl right back up. Yeah, ideally it shouldn't move any, but it may be a high hour set, I don't know. When we took it apart, there appeared to be only 1 or 2 tubes that may not be original, which we're gonna test. But the emissions are back at 100%. Cutoff is still right where it needs to be. Yep. And we'll just back up, make sure this is still good. Yep. As long as when you're on the testing for shorts, as long as those bars are up all the way, you're good. So I think we're at a good tube. Just need to be woken up a little bit. So now we're gonna test all the tubes, which has never been done on this before. Starting with V10, the horizontal output and damper tube, 38HE7. $70 in the good. All right, and as if you haven't noticed, this has a diode instead of a rectifier tube for the high voltage. And for the other section, about 62% on the scale. Still didn't deem it good. All right, so we went through the whole chassis, and only one tube has been changed, and that is the 5GS7. This has been subbed to a 5JL8, and that's perfectly fine. That's the only tube that's been changed. It may have had an open filament. It is the mixer and oscillator for the RF. This is a series strung unit, obviously. I cleaned all the tubes prior to putting them in. So now the next step is to power it on. Well guys, we got the TV all back together and all cords dressed. However, what I didn't show was I had to recap the thing. I remember why I retired it in 2005. First, the vertical oscillator reached the end of its range, and then it got to the point where I couldn't even lock it with the control on the front, and it just started developing odd issues, so I retired it. And powering it up again the problems actually got worse. And on top of that, there was a bad circuit board trace on a power resistor, I should say. This guy right here. So that was fixed. That fixed that problem. And I'll show you like this. Even the main filter cap was bad, way off values. Rest was oil-filled capacitors, and there's a couple electrolytics in there too. But as you can see, all been changed. This is where the filter cap was, and it's all there, neatly bundled. And these new orange drops are all the ones I replaced for the oil caps. See a couple electrolytics in the vertical. But other than that, once I did that, it fired right up. Did a little fine tuning on it. It looked beautiful. Got the vertical height and linearity perfect. Made sure the yoke was perfect too, because when I was using it originally, it was tilted to the right some. Got that corrected. And all the tubes test good. Every one of them is a Denon, except this one right here, which is a Dumont. That was the only replacement tube, and I'm assuming it's because the heater opened. This is a series heater set, transformerless design. And I know because I had the plug in backwards and accidentally touched this and got bit. Yep, isolation transformer is what you need. But now it's no big deal. It's just I flipped it around. I'm not doing heavy. I'm not reaching in there all the time. And this thing is such an oddity. It says it's made in Taiwan. Philips picture tube, made in Taiwan. Chassis, I don't recognize, but it's very well laid out. And despite the one problem I had to fix, it's very solidly made. You guys have clipped keep the horizontal output tube. That one right there is your audio output tube. Audio output transformer. Vertical output transformer. There's your manufacturer date. The date on the speaker is 7211. It is a 8 ohm at 1 watt. The tuner is made by Alps in Japan. And this tube right here, which is a 3HA5, is also branded Alps. So it's hard to say. It's just an odd set, but it actually performs well, and the sound quality is phenomenal on it. But as you can see, it looks fantastic on the inside. Not covered in whatever. And it looked like it was submerged at one point too, so it's all cleaned up now. Let's put it back together. And here we have the back all assembled. Put a balun on the VHF. The built-in rod antenna is for VHF only, and actually connects to these terminals right here. This connector like so. However, the one is missing. It's not that big of a deal, but I can always add another spade connector to it. Just won't have the plastic rubbery cover around it. So let's take a look at what's on the back. That is the model, the BW-75, made in Taiwan. One thing I will show on the Sam's website, there are only 3 Milovac branded TVs. 2 of which are color TVs, and they're just really bad Sanyos. This I have no clue. I want to get the Sam's for it eventually, just to take a look at it. It's just such an oddball set. Also notice how the picture tube was much shorter than the chassis, so like there's no bump out the back, and basically the chassis comes out. It's actually a pretty big 12-inch TV. All right, and this is the final product. Everything's been polished with Novus. Let's see, the cabinet is nice and shiny again. And just to show you like what's on Sam's website, That's all you got for the Milovac brand. This is the BW-75. Yeah, the only thing I could find online for a reference was the CT numbered ones, which was OEM by Sanyo. But that was it. I have no other information on this TV whatsoever. Okay, we're back. Now, for demonstration purposes, I know it's probably not going to record that well, but we'll record the TV. I can play some period correct 1972 programming, but I also have another idea. I'm in the retro media room. Those are all my original game consoles from back in the day. The Genesis one I got in 2000 used, but I've had it longer than the original owner, so it's mine. That's how I consider it. And within the last decade, an Atari 2600 from 1980 to go with the 1980 Sears. It'd be even more period correct if I got a Sears Telegames instead of an Atari version. That's what we'll do. You see, I love playing period correct material, but I also love playing stuff that's beyond the original lifetime of the TV. The Atari, it would be within the original lifetime, 1977, and this TV's from 72, would have been 5 years old. And as you know, the original Atari does have a TV type switch on it, color of black and white, so it would be very likely some kid maybe had their Atari on this TV back in the day. By the time the Nintendo Entertainment System came out, this TV would have been 13 years old. I'm talking in North America, and I'm well aware of the Famicom in '83. But by then, this TV probably would have been retired by then. But that's the fascination. I'm going to go in order and just play some games on it. Because believe it or not, this TV handles video games very well. And you get to listen to tube audio of the video games. It's quite interesting. So, we'll start here. I'll pull on. I have it to the DTV converter box right now.
Like in the 4th of July. Just remember, step together. Music.
So switching microphones here. So yeah, I have it on the
Get behind the screen.
box.
He mustn't see you.
See about...
I can't look. I see something. Tell me it's not another chimp. No, George. Look. Look. It's you. It worked. It worked.
I'm locking the exposure and focus.
We look exactly alike. I'm free.
Pretty far away, isn't it?
Dun, dun, dun. I got it just because I know it's that bad. And it is that bad. But again, very likely this TV probably saw Atari back in the day. If not that, maybe Pong. If not, oh well. The guy walked right through me. Let's just... Hey, I didn't fall back down in. That's cool. Oh, I got captured. Right now it's in black and white mode. I'm going to flick it into color. And then you put it in color, it gets these weird bars in the picture. So you flick it off and bam, you can play on a black and white TV. So again, this is very probable this TV could have played this back in the day. Ghost. Stupid Walmart supporting Ghost. Yeah, get back here. My original cartridge, purchased October 14th, 1989. True story, when I first played this game, I thought the mushroom power-up and the fire flower were enemies, and I was afraid to touch them. I was playing with one hand, but I'm not... Listen to that full, rich tube sound from this TV. I'm not doing too good. I'm usually much better than this. Booga, booga, booga. Now get your HiFis on. At least I won't get flagged for the copyright police on this one. So yep, I got the version with Thriller in it. So now we are about 21 years past. This TV would have been 21 years old when this game came out already.
Good luck.
I did do it perfectly. Crap. I'm so happy I jumped the wall.
jump the wall, then I screwed up the rest of this. I don't think I can do it now. Oh, I did it! Yeah, there we go! I'm not going to play this, I'll just let the demo play.
Nintendo!
So, now we're close to 30 years on this TV. Saying this now when the TV's 52 years old. This is the Flintstones, depending on what year.
You can quit
This
teaching
TV
Mr. Rocks
would
on
have
rocks. They
been
follow.
minus
Thanks, Bonnie.
10
Hey, look at all
or
the
less.
gorgeous girls. I don't want to look at all the gorgeous girls, Fred. I just want to look at my gorgeous Betty. Look, it's Betty.
So that's all I got.
It's Bonnie and Fred.
Well, what are you doing here? Yeah, what are you doing here?
Here's what the TV looks like, turning off.
It's a long story.
Thanks for watching. The heavenly sight and scent of vacuum tubes. It's beautiful.